Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy. The dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
You will bring the jury.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case. Dati mihi Anglican po, he's nervous Latino.
Literally not true.
Oh, for Trump's sake.
Is that correct?
I didn't ask you to interrupt me.
Welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Hope you're having a fabulous Monday. Gotta say, during the lunch break, which it was a little bit longer than I intended, but during the lunch break, things sort of kicked off in a couple courtrooms that we like to hop around to. So we've got some stuff to watch this afternoon that might be entertaining or just plain different. Depends. I haven't pre-watched much of either one, but Thurston County and Judge Middleton had a little bit of action going on, so we're going to probably start with Middleton and then jump up to Thurston, which Thurston has a DUI case with very clear audio from a body cam. A little bit of video, mostly audio. And the officer does a great job narrating the video live in the moment. I think you'll appreciate that one. But welcome back. We are going to look at this. Woody Cincy, congratulations. You, my friend, were first in chat. We're going to send it to you to internet ownership. The rest of the day is your responsibility to maintain everything IP related worldwide. Good riddance and good luck. Thank you very much. Let's see, a little bit of body cam, but mostly it's just audio, but it's very good audio. Thank you for being here as we kick off this afternoon. We've got some stuff to watch, and we have very little time to do it, so we need to go right like now. So let's do that. Let's go to Judge Middleton first. You're muted? Why are you muted? Not muted. I'm seeing audio go out. Judge is bringing everybody in. I think this is a landlord-tenant one. I don't know how this goes.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is 1:13. Let the clock tick for 2 minutes. We have a busy landlord-tenant afternoon. And we've got Holly Chittister, Elizabeth Conway, Elena Gales, and Raina Moyer are all here. So I'm going to advise all of you of your rights as a tenant in a landlord-tenant proceeding. Ms. Chittister, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Ms. Conway, can you hear me? Apparently, yes. Ms. Gales and Ms. Moyer?
Yes.
Excuse me.
I will tell you that noses
all right, you're all
featured
here
prominently
for a
in this section.
landlord-tenant matter. And as such, you have a right to hire a lawyer. If you cannot afford an attorney, you can seek assistance from legal aid or other legal assistance. We don't have court-appointed counsel in civil matters. You have a right to have the matter heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located.
Move up here.
You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell the court at this first appearance and pay the $50 jury demand fee unless the judge waives your right to paying that fee because of your inability to pay it. If your landlord has asked you to be evicted from a residential property because you haven't paid rent, you may be able to get assistance from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, a local coordinated entry agency, that's a community action agency, a housing assessment and resource agency, that's Neighborhoods Inc., or a federal help for homeless veterans program if you have veterans service. You do not need a judgment against you to get assistance from the places listed above, despite what DHS tells people. The judgment is not necessary. You've got the summons and complaint, although the judgment, frankly, is helpful. You may be able to reach an agreement with the plaintiff by going through mediation. Only if both parties are interested, I can help set up mediation. So far, that's not happened even once, but maybe someday it will. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord that means the case would get dismissed through a conditional order of dismissal. And if that happens, we will assist with that.
I'm winning.
All right, let's take Mr. Dutka's matter first. Robert Kolsinki and Carolyn Kolsinki versus Elena Gales and Raina Moyer. This is a land contract forfeiture claim. Mr. Dutka, what's the status here?
Right now, Your Honor, there hasn't been any payments made since the date the complaint was filed. And at that time, they were $2,100 past due, going actually all the way back to May. And there hasn't been any payments received for October and November. So our calculations are they owe $3,300 in land contract principal and interest through the month of November.
And we have less than 50% of the contract price paid?
That's correct.
All right, Ms. Gales and Ms. Moyer, what's your position here?
I'd like to be able to catch it up. I don't want to leave my home. I've been there over 20 years. I just had a lot of medical and other personal problems that came up. But I do have every intention of paying them and keeping my home if possible.
Well, I think it could be. First thing we have to do is you're entitled to have one at least 7-day adjournment, whether I like it or not.
Take it. Take it. Gives you time to work some stuff out.
So today is November 10th. We continue this to November 17th.
Hang on, I see a bog roll.
Again, we're all filled
I see a
up.
roll of toilet paper being unwound.
Boy, every day is just fall. Mr. Dutka, are you available at 2:15 on November 17th?
Yes, sir, I am.
Miss Conway has toilet paper, and now she's turned her camera. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I didn't know that was in it.
Now, even then, you'd get 90 days to redeem the land contract. So if it was more than 50% of the purchase price, you get 180 days. For less, you get 90 days. So you've got about 100 days to try to get caught up in this before they would execute the foreclosure. Mr. Dutka, in addition to the principal and interest, are there taxes?
I didn't know that.
There probably is, Your Honor. I guess I can look those up. It wasn't a real big deal when we drafted the forfeiture notice. I'm thinking aloud here that probably there's at least the summer taxes for 2025 probably not paid, but there could be more, and I can get numbers for next week.
What is that?
All right, that would be helpful. All right, now, Ms. Gales and Ms. Moyer, we don't have emergency housing funding for land contracts. Ms. Conway, you can't smoke while you're in court, so I'm going to put you in the waiting room while you finish your cigarette.
The judge doesn't allow that.
So there is no emergency financial assistance. You could seek traditional financing from a bank or other lending institution and buy the contract out.
I'm going to skip forward a little bit.
I'm sure
I think she's the one we're supposed to watch.
They would like to see this rectified also.
Let's skip forward just a teensy bit. Let's see if she comes back. Maybe.
And if they get what they ask for, I'll tell you how much is.
Okay, they're gone.
I've got Miss Chittister here on behalf of Miss Hartman. I've got Miss Conway here. Her matter isn't set till 1:35. I don't have John Bush. There he is now.
Hey, John. Welcome. Come on in. No, the schnoz, the old schnoz needs some care, some attention.
Mr. Ducka wrote a book. I'd buy it.
Elizabeth Conway's back.
John Bush wrote a book. I'd buy that too.
Thank you, Judge. I'll be sure to put the acknowledgement to you in the front.
Okay. All right. Welcome, Mr. Bush. All right. Let's take up Hartman's versus the estate of Natalia Winnicky. The file number is 252067.
Where does Conway
Holly
come in?
Chittister is here. Holly, were you Natalia's granddaughter?
Daughter.
Daughter. All right. This is also a land contract forfeiture case, similar to the last one. Again, it's alleged that less than 50% of the purchase price has been paid. Mr. Bush, what's the current status here?
It's my understanding that the property is still owned by the estate. In other words, I have not seen an assignment or a deed transferring the property from the Winnicky estate. Information provided my office is they're $6,750 behind on their monthly payments.
That's a fair chunk. Is she still smoking?
And that would be through November 1st of 2025.
November 1st or November 30th?
That would be through November 1st, I believe.
So they would still owe November?
No, that's figuring the November payment.
All right, through November 30th.
I think she's still smoking. The judge is trying to catch her smoking, I think. Every time the cigarette's on the screen, he looks over and then she puts it out. Moves it.
Miss Chittister, what's your position?
So my niece, the land contract was
She's on the phone.
available to be reassigned, which my mom did to my niece who was residing with her at the time of her passing. Last year, Nicole was diagnosed with cancer and was unable to work.
All right, what is Nicole's last name?
Nicole Slocum, Slocum.
All right, and so who is she to you?
She is my niece.
Okay.
So she is Natalia's granddaughter.
All right.
She's not in any of the documentations, Your Honor.
So, as I was saying, the land contract allowed for her to transfer the contract. My niece got sick. I reached out to Mr. Bush and to the Hartmans, as well as the social worker, as she was eligible for some assistance to help with the payment to prevent this from happening. And we did not get a response. So unfortunately,
well, generally they won't give you assistance on a land contract, but your grandmother, rest her soul, was never one to do things by the book. And when you assign a land contract, you don't just hand it to somebody and say, here, it's yours. The plaintiff is entitled to be clued in on it. But right now, the actual party at interest is the estate of Natalia Winnicky. Are you the personal representative of the estate?
I am.
Assigned by the court?
Yes.
All right, so you
That's
have...
correct, Your Honor. There is an estate open and she is the personal rep, at least there was.
Okay, so Holly is the personal rep. All right, very good.
So she has standing. So you can continue here. That's important.
Is anybody in the house?
Yes, my niece is still
who lives
residing
there?
My niece, Nicole Slocum, and her 2 children.
Where does Miss Conway come into this?
And she wants to get this paid up. We had requested the information because the hospital had funds to help with that payment while she was in treatment and during her recovery, and we could not get a response. So that is still, I spoke with the social worker, and they said that that's still a possibility. My
That would
niece
be
has
great,
also
because the whole
filed.
purchase price was not that significant. It was $30,000. And
land?
nothing's been paid in a year. And the payoff is probably less than $25,000.
Actually,
So
it's
there were-
$26,830 right now.
I'm sorry, what
Is
was
the
that?
payoff.
$26,083 as of today.
Okay.
26,830 is payoff total.
26,083.00. $26,083.
Can I ask you one more time, what was the amount that's past due right now? You said
The
6,000.
past due amount through November to bring the contract current is $6,750. Again, excuse me.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Now, the law says we have to adjourn this matter at least 7 days. I'm going to continue this to next Monday, November 17th.
It's a weird law.
At 2:20. Does that work for you, Mr. Bush?
I'm going to walk into another room real briefly to get my calendar.
All right.
Your Honor, can I say
even
something?
then- yes, just a moment. Wait till your lawyer gets back.
Okay.
Then you would get 90 days from that date to redeem the land contract. So there's about 100 days here.
To come up with 6,000+.
And just because your mom said she assigned it to Nicole, that in and of itself doesn't answer it, but it's between Natalia Winnicky and the Hartmans. So if you can pay it all off, I guess it doesn't matter who it is. But right now, the contract is between you as the personal representative of Natalia's estate. Yes, Mr. Bush, does that work for you?
I have the calendar. What time were you talking on the 17th?
Next Monday, the 17th at 2:20.
Oh, I can do that by Zoom, yes.
All right. Ms. Hartman, you wanted to say something?
Yes. I've asked for Mrs. Chittister's phone number, and I've never been given it. And I would like them to pay me completely off. What's happening now is illegal because they're giving me payments from this person, and that's like I'm renting it to them, and I'm not. And I won't enter into a contract with those people. So if she wants to do the contract, that is fine, but she needs to be responsible for these payments.
All right, well, that goes without saying.
The land contract that you had that was drafted between the Hartmans and my mom, there's a section in it that says that the purchaser may assign or convey his interest in this contract or any part thereof without the written consent of the seller. My mom
All right, well,
did
let's
sign
read that.
something.
That's paragraph 8. The purchaser may assign or convey his interest in the contract or any part thereof without the written consent of the seller.
We need
Any
Elizabeth
such
back.
assignment or conveyance shall not result in the probability of waste or other impairment of the seller's security. Any violation by the purchaser of this condition shall be considered a default of one of the conditions in the contract. Under no circumstances shall the assignment or conveyance release purchaser from his obligation under the provisions. So if your mother said, well, here, I'm going to assign this to you, Nicole, that doesn't release her from her obligations. And that is paragraph 8. So we'll try to sort that out further. again, the total payoff would be $26,083.
Okay, we're going to skip. We're just about finished this one.
All
We're going
right,
to skip
we'll
forward.
address this further. We're going to be just as busy next Monday as we are today.
7 days.
All right. I'll see everybody. Ms. Chittister, I don't want you to come just by telephone. If you can't connect by Zoom, I'd like you to come in here to the courthouse.
Okay, I will connect. I was just having problems connecting on that Zoom, the meeting itself, but I can do that by Zoom.
Yes.
I will figure it out. I just didn't want to be late today, so I did the telephone call because I was not able to get online with my computer. So I can go ahead and do that if that will work.
All right. Yeah, that would be helpful. All right. I'll see you next week. Next
Little
Monday
short
at
bit,
2:20.
and then Elizabeth might be back.
Thank you, Judy.
All right.
Thank
Thanks.
Give me a call, okay?
Thank you.
Judy, please call me later today.
I will. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
JP.
Both departments.
JP, first name.
John, I have a
code name.
guess that you didn't draft that land contract.
That's accurate, Your Honor.
All right. Next up is Michael Wolf Sr. versus his estate versus Michael Wolf Jr. Someone is here as Michael
Father and
Wolf.
son, but we don't know if it's older or younger.
Is that Mike Wolf Jr.?
That may be both the complainant and the tenant. They may be together. Your Honor.
Might be together on the
All
same.
right. Mike Wolf, could you unmute your microphone?
With the Wolves, please stand up.
All right. Who am I speaking with?
Is the microphone unblocked, Your Honor?
Are you Mike Wolf Jr.?
Yes, I am.
Is that a Thomas Kincaid painting behind you?
Are you okay?
All right, Mr. Wolf, I didn't advise you of your rights yet. And I'm going to skip ahead for just a moment. We'll do Churchill and Conway, and then we'll come back to this one. Ms. Conway, could you unmute your microphone?
Here she is. She appears to be reclining.
If I could do it, I would.
Reposing.
Elizabeth, can you hear me? Ms. Conway, could you unmute your microphone?
It's been unmuted the whole time.
All right, very good. Very
This is
good.
a great start. I'm sorry. Wolves are also.
All right, this is file number 252111LT. Susan Churchill and Elizabeth Conway. This is a property on 7th Street in Three Rivers. Miss Conway is in the upstairs apartment. Miss Churchill wants her to move. She filed a notice to quit on August 27th. Miss Conway had been in custody for some of that time, but is out now. And are you in your apartment right now, Miss Conway?
What'd you say?
Are you in your apartment right now?
No, I'm not. I actually wasn't in custody any time when they filed a complaint because I never received a complaint in August. I filed police reports multiple times on that resident. So anyways, a long story short, I never received a notice. She said she wanted me to move because I was blaming her roommate doing criminal things, but she even did something kind of illegal too. But I'm not going there with that right now. It's just about landlord tenant. All I'm saying is I never said I wanted to stay there and stay in their house for free or whatever, do whatever I want to, when I want to, or anything, or do anything weird, because I'm not weird like that. I filed.
Do you wish to move?
I filed multiple complaints to the police department, and it's not just basically on one circumstance from those people. It was multiple other people too. But I don't appreciate you going on and saying I'm writing a book or something like that, because I caught you at my legal address when my mom was dying, and my mom lived in a nursing home. And I remember talking to you on the phone specifically, and I told you
when you were here in court.
I told you though, on the phone on your clerk's office, you said you wanted to see John Dupree in court, and now he supposedly doesn't have anything on record because you're kind of a little nervous because I caught you at my legal address because I changed my address from Constantine so I can get my ID. And I ended up staying there briefly in this lady's house. But like I'm sitting here listening to you, and then I hear you saying to my mother when you pulled her out of a hospital and pulled her outside in front of the yard where my legal address, and Dupree was not outside doing anything. It was you guys, Lisa, that used to work for the jail.
Conway, could you just take a breath for a minute?
I can't because I'm really
suffer from mental. None of the things you just said happen.
I don't.
But let me ask you a question:
You're go to jail
Are you willing to? Are you willing to move out of this property?
What I'm telling you is you're going to be arrested, Middleton, and I'm sorry, but I caught you touching my mother, and she's a Bingaman.
Yes, so those are.
I caught you putting your hands on my mom. You told my mother you weren't going to be the reason. No, do not call me delusional because I have it in my home fucking photograph or even memory. You pulled my mother out in the middle of her dying bed when she was already getting home invaded at the nursing home, and you knew that because you broke into the police department with your family a couple months before that.
All right, Elizabeth, I'm going to mute your microphone. Miss Conway was at the Forensic Center for a considerable period of time, pending a competency certification. It took a while, so we got over that hump.
I can guess.
And my fear is she has regressed. If it was a criminal case, I don't think she'd be competent to proceed. Let's see if I can bring her down here, but I've never met her mother, seen her mother, touched her mother.
Judge is not recusing himself.
So, Miss Churchill, is she still there?
She hasn't been there, but I was told that she was in jail for a while, and she showed up 2 days ago at my house, took some stuff and left. So she hasn't actually stayed in the apartment for a while, but she was never paying rent. She was never supposed to be a tenant.
She told me that's where she was going to go when I let her out of jail. So let's bring her back.
The judge against Middleton for touching
all right,
my
Elizabeth,
mother.
Do you wish to stay here at this property?
Do I want to stay at the property? Do you think I want to stay at that property after 3 hours P threw me 100 miles an hour to Kalamazoo for more than one person, but to do a rape kit with her fucking tenant after he tried to murder me because he was afraid I was going to report rape kit?
Which case are these?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth right now? And then you have this woman fucking hostage me with guns, and that guy's up there tampering every pack of cigarettes I have that I paid $10 back for, trying to hostage me there because he was touching me when I first moved in there. I don't want to fucking hear
Elizabeth, you're not doing well.
I'm not doing this with you because you broke the law, Middleton. You brought my mother out in her dying bed a month ago, and you were in the middle of the road in the middle of the night saying, I'm not losing my job because of you, Teresa Winrick. Basically, you didn't say her name, but she was dying. And Dale Carl was out there too. And you're not going to just blame it all on these two people anyways, because you guys were touching my fucking mother.
You are in an acute psychotic episode.
I am not.
Judge just...
I'm going to continue this to 2:30 on November 17th.
I don't know how you can proceed at this point if she's in that mental state.
I will defer to your discretion, Judge.
You sent me away for 8 months, you retard. You sent me away for 8 months saying I needed a psych eval and I needed to learn what the law meant. So it took me 5 months to learn stuff about the law because whenever I've been in trouble, I'll plead guilty if I can get out. Because one time you put me in jail for missing a video court on disabled person when I was a victim and stuff like that. And then you wanted to put my bond for $25,000.
Continue this matter to next Monday at 2:30.
You already apologized to me.
And you're going to get 10 days from that date to move out or you'll be evicted.
No,
I don't have the authority to order a competency evaluation in a landlord tenant case.
And I'll pass a lifetime any time of day.
Ms. Churchill, what was your question?
Do I need to let her back in the house?
Yes, she is a tenant at sufferance. You can't lock her out. She lived there for some time. I'm not even sure how she got in there. She had a number of retail fraud cases, and then the most recent cases were all driving matters. She continued to drive with a suspended license. I let her out after 27 days in jail sometime last week, and she told me she was going to go back to this apartment Susan's place in Three Rivers. But yes,
Well, she
she
was
is a
never a
tenant. at
tenant. She was a
so let me see.
squatter.
She's on a roll here. Let me see if I can bring her down a little bit.
She was never a tenant. She was a squatter.
I was like, you know,
Elizabeth, do you understand you need to come back next Tuesday
You were
at
saying
2:30?
to Middleton. I'm trying to save your job for a minute, but you were caught hurting my suffering mother because she was getting home and being at the nursing home because you.
All right, I'm going to delete you. I'll see you next Tuesday at 2:30 right here, but you can't say stuff like this on the
I want
record.
you arrested, Middleton. You're going to jail.
Yes, all right, thank you. You probably and several others.
Judge, I'm going to
Those are
delete you,
difficult
he says.
cases. I've been dealing with her for several years, and I've watched her decline. And
love the judge's
but she's there. She doesn't have a lease. She's not paying any rent. The plaintiff wants her out, is entitled to get her out. We'll try again next week. We'll see whether she shows up. But I don't have a better answer for her right now. All right, Mr. Bush, I'm going to take a minute. Ms. Churchill, I wish I had a better answer for you too. Somehow you let her in there and now she has tenant status and I can't just summarily kick her out. So we have next week and then she would get 10 days from that day. If I could get her to take a breath and have a rational thought, maybe I could get her to just agree to move out, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll try again next week.
Another week?
What?
So I have to let her in for another week?
Yes. My fear is she's going to end up getting arrested again because of her mental illness. But if that happens, we'll deal with it.
I feel bad for Miss
right.
Susan
I hope
Churchill.
she stops driving. All right. Now I need to take a minute and advise the Wolves of their rights. Good afternoon, Mr. Bears.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to Landlord-Tenant Court in St. Joseph County. Kind of makes you wish you were in on it. Maybe not. All right. The title of this case is Michael Wolf Sr. versus Michael Wolf Jr. There is no lease. It's filed as a termination of tenancy. Nancy Nelson is the personal representative of Michael Wolf Sr.
What's he drinking?
Mr. Wolf, you have rights as a tenant. You have the right to hire an attorney. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. What do you have in your hand? A vape?
Yeah.
Yeah, just put that down. Let's pretend we're in a court hearing. You have the right to hire an attorney if you cannot afford one. There is an attorney from Legal Aid here on the feed. You may also seek other legal advice. You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell me at this first court appearance or file the written demand within 5 days and be prepared to pay the $50 jury demand fee, lest the judge waives it for your inability to pay. If your landlord has asked you to be evicted from a residential property because you haven't paid rent, that is not this situation. They simply want you to move. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord by going through mediation. If both parties are interested, the court can help set that up. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord that means the case would get dismissed, in which case we would file what's called a conditional order of dismissal. This comes up a lot where someone's in mom's house or dad's house and mom dies or dad dies and the other siblings want to sell the property.
No, I think they want to buy it, but then.
All right, Mr. Bush, what's the status here?
Pretty much what you just said, Your Honor. It's an estate. The personal representative is receiving pressure from other beneficiaries.
What is he
to
drinking?
move the matter along.
Is that A&W?
We need to get him out so the property can be cleaned and readied for sale.
Yeah, that'd be
Now, Chelsea Peavy is listed on here also. Is she there with you?
No, and I don't even know how that happened.
Did she ever live there?
No.
She was staying there. And she was staying there with him.
When was that?
And she refused to leave, but she
that one day. Oh.
And what's
but
your,
she has
what's
left
your
her-
name?
Nancy Nelson. I'm Mike's former wife.
Your Honor, he did not have access to transportation or a computer, so she made arrangements for him to be present with her for this hearing.
Mike's
Very
former
good.
wife.
Mr. Wolf, the law requires that I adjourn this matter for 7 days. And then you would get 10 days from that date to move out. 7 days from today is the 14th of, excuse me, the 20th.
Fine.
You'll be gone by then?
Yep.
I'm going to continue this to November 14, 2025, excuse me, November 20.
I believe the 17th is what you're
Yeah, the
aiming for.
17th, that's the day we're using. 7 days from today is the 17th. That's next Monday at 2:45. Mr. Wolf, you think you can be out by then?
Yeah.
All right, well, if you are out, you notify Nancy. You don't even need to be here. If you're not out, then we need to have a further hearing next week, and I would give you 10 days to move out from that.
Yeah.
You know where you're going to go?
Yeah.
All right.
We get a job.
Well, if you moved out before next week, you don't even need to come for the hearing.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right. I will,
Mike
either I
needs
will
help.
or won't see you next week.
Nancy's helping him. I'm not sure if
At
Nancy was married to this
2:45.
Mike or
If you're
Nancy was
gone,
married
we
to
won't
the
have a hearing. If you're still in there,
other Mike.
we'll discuss it further at that time.
Thank you, Nancy.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. That was not what I was expecting it to be, but it was what it was. And so now
All right. Now this is the
sorry.
point where here's every week from landlord tenant to general civil.
Okay, we're not going to make that jump with you, Judge. Sorry. We're going to go instead and see if we can let's see. How do I do this? Got this DUI hearing that's going on right now in Thurston. And it seems to be a little bit longer than the other stuff, which I'm currently capturing. So let's back it up. There we go. All right. Can y'all see?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
This Thurston County District Court, November 10th calendar criminal motions.
Oh, yoga in the courtroom going on and back.
So we can just go down the line unless there's a matter that is pressing that needs to go first.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Ford Libby, Rule 9 intern, supervised by Rosemary Fitzgerald. If the court would allow, if we could call the Lasher matter first, only because there's law enforcement present that's scheduled to testify.
That might be the case, which is why I sort of conditioned that. Yeah, so let's do that. All right, so we'll call David Lasher's matter, 380422835.
Intern alert.
Casey Arvin's here for Mr. Lasher, who's present.
Morning, Mr. Lasher.
There's the defendant in the white shirt, his lawyer in the suit with the
I
tie.
understand we're here for trial confirmation, but also 3536 hearing.
That's correct.
3536 hearing? What would that be?
As you're getting set up, I did have an opportunity to review the briefing on both sides of this case, and it sounds like there'll be body cam footage.
Correct, Your Honor. And also as well as the testimony of Deputy Burton Crow.
All right.
Chapter 35.36, execution of bonds by proxy. No, that can't be it. We are in Thurston County, Washington, the state of Washington. Tumwater Troy's home stomping grounds. Daydreamer, welcome. We're back. This is, I think, one of the newer judges up in Thurston. We've watched him previously, and he didn't really know the ropes as to how things happened. His clerk was sort of running the show, so I think he's newer, or he just got transferred here. Might just be this location he's getting familiar with. Does have a fantastically trimmed, manicured beard. Not quite a just for men model, but close second. What about the guy currently at the table in Thurston 1? Will we have time to watch him too? This is Thurston 1. So you're talking about... I think he's seated in back, isn't he? We might have time to watch them both.
Counsel, this is your motion. I'll let you start whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you want like an opening or?
It's what you prefer. If you'd like an opening. Again, I've read the briefing, so if there's anything you'd like to highlight or.
No, Your Honor, I think I'll let the state put on its case and we'll go from there. All right, thank you.
All right.
Your Honor, I'll keep it brief as well. Mr. Lasher was not in custody for Miranda purposes on May of 2023 when he was being questioned by law enforcement. This was a lawful Terry stop. Miranda warnings did not need to be issued until they were when the defendant was arrested. An inquiry into custody for Miranda purposes and whether the defendant reasonably felt he was free to leave is improper. Defendant was not free to leave. This was a Terry stop to investigate a traffic accident, and during those, suspects are not free to leave while law enforcement conducts their investigation. Terry stops are lawful Fourth Amendment seizures because they're brief. The officer conducts a moderate amount of questions and they occur in public. And that's what happened here. Here, Deputy Burton Crow, as the sole responding or the sole investigating officer, responded to a reported collision and questioned the defendant at his own home. This questioning took place over the course of 9 minutes, and the deputy reasonably extended his investigation and ultimately arrested the defendant for driving under the influence. There's no evidence of coercion here or intimidation of a police-dominated atmosphere that Miranda was concerned about. And so for those reasons, we'd ask you to deny the defendant's motion.
Okay. Sounds like they're getting
order. I'll
trying to get his statements.
I understand law enforcement is here to testify in person, as well as looks like there's some body cam footage. However, the parties want to proceed on presenting evidence.
Okay. The state would like to call Deputy Crow first to testify.
Here we go.
Come on up, sir. Swear from the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth. Please have a seat. Thank you.
Good morning, Deputy. For the record, would you please state your name and spell it for the record?
My name is Kevin Burton Crow, Burton-Crow.
And Deputy, what do you do for a living?
I am currently a detective assigned to the Thurston County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been working in that capacity with Thurston County Sheriff's Office?
I've been a deputy with Thurston County since 2014.
And what are the current responsibilities, assignments you have in that capacity?
I'm currently assigned as a detective with our Special Victims Unit.
And what does the detective do?
Conduct complex investigations.
It's just a preliminary hearing. You don't need to go all the way through his resume.
And in that capacity, did you receive any training to be able to be a detective with Thurston County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, I've received training to be a patrol deputy as well as a detective. I mean, obviously we go back and forth between patrol and our investigatory capacities. I went to the Washington State Reserve Police Officer Academy in 2014, and then in 2021 I attended the Basic Law Enforcement Academy, both CJTC certified academies.
Part of that training, does that include training for investigating DUIs?
It did, yes.
And what does that training consist of?
Both the detection as well as you stated, the investigation of driving under the influence crimes, signs of impairment. I also obtained certification with Washington State Patrol for SFST certification, the AC machine. I've also attended ARIDE, which is Advanced Roadside Impaired Driving Enforcement Training.
And so all of that throughout your career with Thurston County Sheriff's Office, how many DUI investigations do you think that you've conducted?
Oh, at least 100.
At least 100 investigations.
Moving to the day in question, on May 21st, 2023, around 5 p.m., did you respond to a reported collision?
I did.
Ooh,
and
DUI crash.
What did that collision, what was the report of that collision?
Dispatch took a 911 call that was then broadcast out that a maroon Dodge Ram had been driving, I believe it was southbound on Vale Road, southeast, just outside of Yelm, Washington. And the vehicle was swerving, had kind of gone into the ditch a little bit and eventually collided with a utility pole in the area.
Get a power pole.
The vehicle then left and continued on Vale, which was followed by several witnesses, and the license plate had been provided to dispatch.
How did you learn of this?
I was dispatched over the air, over the radio channel that we have, and I also was able to read the comments in our computer terminals in our vehicles.
And so after hearing dispatch and reviewing that information, did you go to the scene of the reported collision?
I did not.
Crashes into a power pole.
I responded to the house of the registered owner of the vehicle that had been reported.
He leaves the scene and goes home.
And saying that that's where it was headed.
And where did this vehicle head to?
I don't remember the exact address.
Did this vehicle head to 17 Ave Southeast in Yelm, Thurston County?
Yes, that sounds correct.
Prior to your upon arriving at that address, what happened when you arrived on scene?
I located the reported vehicle, which had extensive front end damage. I then ensured no one was inside and no one was injured. That was my primary concern at that point. Once I had seen how much damage was to the vehicle, I then went towards the house and spoke with the neighbor in an adjacent home or yard, would confirm that the driver of the vehicle had gone inside of the house.
So let's back up a bit. So
when
you arrived on scene, were you the were there other members of law enforcement present?
I believe there was a Yelm police officer that had come to provide cover, essentially just to ensure that it was a safe environment.
And when you located the vehicle that was reported in the collision, what did it look like?
It was as reported, a Dodge 3500. It had
It's a nice truck.
Severe front end and side damage to the passenger compartment. It looked exactly what one would assume a vehicle that had just had a collision with the utility pole looked like. It was pretty mangled.
Was anyone inside the vehicle when you looked at it?
There was not.
Okay. And did you ultimately find the driver of the vehicle?
I did.
And who was the driver of the vehicle?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. Calls for speculation.
I think it overruled at this point. The deputy can't say.
Who was driving the vehicle?
Mr. David Lasher was the operator of the vehicle.
And how did you come to learn that Mr. Lasher was the operator of the vehicle?
Hearsay.
He told me that he was after I had made contact with him at his front door.
Not hearsay. Well, hearsay,
and
but
did he tell you that he was involved in an accident?
He did.
So let's back up slightly. How did you initially make contact with Mr. Lasher?
As I said previously, the neighbor had advised me that the driver of the vehicle had entered the home that the vehicle was parked in front of, which was the registered owner's address. I went up, knocked on the door. Fire was done inside. While I was waiting, I kind of leaned to the left and peeked into the window, and a woman opened the door, and a gentleman who later identified as Mr. Lasher was seated in a chair right inside the entryway of the house.
Approximately how long between receiving the report from dispatch and making, and approximately how much time passed between receiving the report from dispatch and making contact with Mr. Lasher?
I believe it was approximately 10 minutes.
And did
10
you
minutes.
speak with Mr. Lasher at his house?
So he's still drunk.
And what did, how did that interaction begin?
I inquired about the vehicle and asked if he could talk to me. Came out of the house. I observed that he had seemed to be having a hard time with stability. Bumped into his wife as he came out the door. Not intentionally, it didn't appear at least. And as he came out, I had asked what had happened. He stated to me that it was an effed up deal, or it was effed up, or something along those lines. I again asked what had happened, and he said an accident. And I asked him if he had been driving the truck in the driveway, and he stated he had.
Did you ask Mr. Lasher to come speak with you outside of his house?
As he was coming to the door after his wife opened it, he had made statements of wanting to keep his wife out of it, to me indicating that he wanted to talk to me alone, not with her. So I did ask him to step out so we could have a conversation.
Couple things to watch.
And
the guy in blue in the back row.
after you asked him to come speak with you, where were you both in relation to Mr. Lasher's house?
Initially, we were on the front, kind of on the front stoop or the front porch area. He was closer to the door, and I was kind of standing. So I guess on the sidewalk up to the front door initially.
Where was Mr. Lasher's wife?
She was kind of freely moving about the scene. At one point, she had walked out towards the vehicle in the driveway. And then I think she, at one point, came back to the house once we moved into the driveway.
Did you observe any physical signs of impairment when speaking with Mr. Lasher?
I did. I observed that he had bloodshot, watery eyes. Speech was significantly slurred. He seemed to have a hard time keeping on track of the conversation. And the stability issues again with his walking and then when standing still, this kind of a sway.
With those signs in mind, did Mr. Lasher ever indicate to you through his words or through his actions that he didn't understand what was going on or didn't understand what you were saying to him?
No, he seemed distracted, but that's normal when dealing with impaired people.
Can you explain the difference between distraction and confusion?
To me, at least, distraction occurs kind of like when your attention's divided when other things are going on and you have a hard time focusing on a specific set of questions or a specific topic. And oftentimes, at least in my experience in dealing with impaired people at varying levels of impairment, sometimes you have to refocus an individual 2 or 3 times to get a straight answer to the question that you're actually asking.
But despite needing to be refocused, that doesn't mean that they don't understand what's going on around them. That's
no.
Yeah. Did Mr. Lasher tell you that he wasn't going to say anything more in response to your questions?
I believe he did make that statement at the, I think after the 3rd question I had for him of if he was driving.
And at this point, was Mr. Lasher under arrest?
He was not.
Did Mr. Lasher remain silent after telling you this?
He did not. He continued the conversation.
Did Mr. Lasher invoke his right to remain silent?
He did not.
Did you continue your investigation?
I did.
And what were you at this point investigating for?
After my initial observations of what I observed as impairment, I began investigating the crime of fact.
The other member of law enforcement that arrived on the scene, in addition to you, the Yelm PD officer, did he ever say anything to Mr. Lasher?
I don't believe so, no, sir.
Did he ever interact with Mr. Lasher?
I don't believe so, no, sir.
Where was he throughout this questioning?
Oftentimes, I believe he was 5 to 10 feet away, kind of just providing a watch, for lack of a better term, I guess. Oftentimes, he would be either behind me or off to the side of Mr. Lasher, out towards the driveway area by his truck.
Was he a further distance between Mr. Lasher than you, or how far apart were you standing from Mr. Lasher?
Maybe arm's length plus a little bit most of the time. And the police officer was, like I said, about 5 to 10 feet further away from Mr. Lasher at those points.
And were you standing towards the driveway, or were you standing on the side of towards Mr. Lasher's house?
Initially, while we were on the stoop on our initial conversation, he was within a couple arms length of his door. He had free access to go back to his home. As far as when we were in the driveway, after we walked away from the front porch, I was to Mr. Lasher's left, standing more the driveway towards where his truck was parked alongside the road. The Yelm officer was to his right, like I said, probably 5 to 10 feet away at a more of a 45-degree angle towards the truck, towards the road as well. And then Mr. Lasher's back and his to his home.
We just want.
Did you arrive? Just to momentarily pause. Did you arrive at Mr. Lasher's home in your patrol vehicle, your Thurston County Sheriff's Office patrol vehicle?
I did. I was assigned as a patrol deputy at that point, and I was in a fully marked uniform, fully marked car with lights and siren.
And where was your vehicle? Was your vehicle in Mr. Lasher's driveway when you were speaking with him?
No, it was alongside the road, the corner of his driveway, I guess.
Were there other police vehicles in addition to yours on scene?
There was a young police car that was parked behind my vehicle further down the road from.
Did you tell Mr. Lasher, did you ask Mr. Lasher if he would come further down the driveway to speak with you at some point during your questioning?
I did.
And so how far down the driveway did you all, did he agree to follow you?
I mean, it's a normal driveway on a suburban home. So, I mean, we went to a point I would assume was a car's length plus a little bit from its driveway door because there was another vehicle in the driveway at the time. The truck was sitting adjacent to the road, parallel to the road, just slightly off of it. And we interacted in that area between his truck and his other vehicle that was in the driveway.
Did you ask Mr. Lasher if he would consent to field sobriety tests?
I did.
And did you tell him these were mandatory tests that he had to take?
I did not.
Did you tell him that these were voluntary tests, that it was his right to refuse if he chose to?
I did. I emphasized that point.
At the point that you asked him if he would do field sobriety tests, how far into your interaction with him how much time had passed?
A few moments, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Once we got further down into the driveway, I wouldn't know exactly to the point. But
Did Mr. Lasher agree to do field sobriety tests after you asked him?
no, initially, again, he kind of got that divided attention situation where he seemed to be focused on other things. He gave
Sorry, I'm trying to set up my wife's phone.
Along the lines of probably no.
And so did you ask Mr. Lasher again if he would perform field sobriety tests?
I attempted to clarify with him what that meant, as I've done in countless DUI investigations. Like I said, it probably no is not a definitive yes or no, and I want to report the individual the opportunity to let me know. And that's when I re-emphasized that they were voluntary tests. Was eliciting or trying to elicit an actual answer of yes or no.
And did Mr. Lasher agree after you asked him a second time to perform field sobriety tests?
I think he either ignored that question or got distracted because I believe he went off on some other statement at that time. He did not answer directly to that question.
Did you explain how field sobriety tests work to Mr. Lasher?
Yes.
And do you remember what that explanation consisted of?
Initially, when he asked what they were, I believe I described them as an eye test, a balance test.
An eye test, balance test,
involved at some point.
Breath test.
I mean, once he agreed to do the test later on in our conversation, I thoroughly explained it from the card that I've been issued.
Mrs. R.A. has my old phone. It's the old iPhone 12 Pro. We just had to get the battery replaced in it. So it's...
So during your interaction with Mr. Lasher, did you tell him that he was not free to leave?
At one point I did, yes.
Why did you tell him this?
So after I asked him to give me his driver's license, as I was conducting the investigation of the collision the driving under the influence, he struggled to get it out of his wallet, eventually handed it to me, and then said he was going to go back into the house and go talk to his wife. Because we were in the middle of a
He says he has a beautiful wife in this somewhere.
And the crime of DUI. I advised him that he was not free to leave that area.
And generally speaking, why would someone not be free to leave while you're conducting an investigation?
I mean, except for the obvious points of conducting the investigation itself, it's also a safety issue. Just to go back to his house, there earlier in the call, I believe, been a report of firearm of some type.
Did you ask Mr. Lasher if he had any weapons on him?
I did initially when we were closer to the house. He kept putting his hands behind his back, and I believe he was tucking in his shirt or something like that. And so I had asked if he had weapons on him out of abundance of caution. But again, I live in South County, as so does he, and that's where that was located. And gun ownership in that area is relatively high. So the idea of him going back into his home in an uncontrolled environment, investigation, not feel.
She already left it in the car once, and she just picked it up today.
Did Mr. Lasher eventually agree to perform field sobriety tests?
He did.
And can you describe to the court both what these tests consist of and your observations when Mr. Lasher performed them, starting with the HGN?
So the test consists of, as you stated, horizontal facing diagonals, the walk and turn, and a one-leg stand, and then the preliminary breath test. And as I described, I read Mr. Lasher the instructions of each test, and from the issue card that I received from the Sheriff's Office, which was produced by the Washington State Patrol. During those tests, Mr. Lasher struggled with the HGN. He couldn't keep his head straight, focus on the ink pen that I had used as a stimulus. He continued to track the movements, the passes with his entire head. He grew frustrated once he realized how long that specific test would take, and didn't want to finish that test, saying that he wished we could fast track the process. So then I inquired if he wanted to move on to the next test, which was walk and turn.
Just put on the bracelets.
And after initially doing that test, he said that he was going to fail that test, so why would he participate in it in the first place? And again, wanted to move on to the next things, declining the one-leg stand, and then eventually providing a sample.
And when he provided you a sample on the PBT, did he tell you he was trying to be cooperative?
I believe so.
How long from starting field sobriety tests to the completion of them, how much time had passed?
Relatively little. We did not do the entire battery tests. 5 minutes, maybe less.
And so at this point, how long had you been in Mr. Lasher's house?
I believe it was less than 10 minutes, maybe.
And what did you do after Mr. Lasher provided a PBT sample?
Once he had provided the PBT sample and the results returned on the device, I placed him under arrest for DUI.
Why did you arrest him for driving under the influence?
He was pretty drunk.
Based off my training experience and the observations that I had, as well as
I think the breathalyzer, he was over 0.2.
After you arrested Mr. Lasher, did you issue Miranda warnings to him?
I did. I read him his Miranda rights from my department.
And where did you do this?
In the backseat of my patrol car, I believe. I think he was seated in the backseat.
So did you take Mr. Lasher from his driveway to your patrol car after arresting him?
I did.
And did Mr. Lasher understand the Miranda warnings you gave him?
He initially stated something along the lines of I don't know, but eventually said yes.
And did Mr. Lasher agree to waive his Miranda rights and speak with you?
Initially, he did, yes.
And finally, what did you ask Mr. Lasher after he agreed to waive his Miranda rights?
I believe we discussed what he had been doing or what he'd been drinking during that time. I don't exactly remember right after my report.
Mr. Lasher's body language is something else throughout this trial. This little hearing. Can we just play the video, counselor? Intern? He's doing a good job as an intern.
The day in question, May 21st, 2023, were you equipped with a body camera that records video and audio while you're on duty?
I was.
And did it record the interaction between you and Mr. Lasher at his home?
Yes, sir.
Have you reviewed that footage since the day in question?
Yes, sir, I have.
And how did you do that?
I watched it this morning in your office.
And so you reviewed a copy of the body cam footage from this flash drive?
Yes, sir.
And you initialed this flash drive after doing so, correct?
I did, yes.
A little bit leading, but...
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to admit Deputy Bert Crow's body camera footage as an exhibit and also publish it at this time.
Your Honor, no objection.
No objection from the defense.
Granted.
So even though it was a little bit clunky and he sort of led his way through, then we get the body cam. The reason why I like this body cam, just for the same reason I liked watching the last hearing with Judge Middleton, not for the people who are suffering from mental illness, but from the way they handle themselves when they're dealing with a person who's difficult to work with. I think this officer handled himself extremely well in this exchange. And especially because there's time that we're not able to see the body cam, like some of the key parts of the test. We see some, but the officer narrates it for us. And so there's no question in your mind what's happening. It's really good. Yeah, Judge Middleton, that's not the worst he's seen. You know, he could tell you stories, I'm sure. Struggling to get it started. Volume's there. They've not caught the dude yet. No. No.
Did you just go in here?
I can hear the crackling too, and it's bugging me. Let me fix it.
Sheriff's office. Hello. Audio video recording.
I'm sorry.
Okay, come on out.
I want to bring my wife into this.
Okay, come on out here, please. Yep. Come on. So what happened?
It's a fucking fucked up deal, yeah.
So what happened, sir?
An accident.
Okay. So you were driving that vehicle?
Yes.
Okay.
And
where were you coming from?
I met my wife. Look.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything more.
You're not going to say anything more? I'm still trying to figure out what's going on.
Dude, you guys got a lot of shit going on.
Okay.
And my wife, right there.
Yes, sir.
Dude.
Have you had anything to eat or drink since the collision?
No.
Okay. Have you had anything to eat or drink before the collision?
Well, before that, I've been working all day long.
Okay. Where were you working?
At my mom's place.
At your mom's place? Okay. Do you have any weapons on you, anything like that?
No.
Okay.
I do not.
Okay. So can you walk out here with me, please?
Yes.
So we can go back to the truck? All right. I'll be right behind you.
Oh, my God.
No. All right, so I know that you said that you haven't had anything to eat or drink since the accident. So would you be willing to participate in standard field sobriety tests?
You know, whatever. Probably no.
No? Okay.
You know.
Yeah, they're voluntary. You're right.
I just took my.
Watch the guy in the back, the blue.
How'd you guys find me anyhow?
How do we find you? Your license plate.
No.
Yes, sir. So what I heard you say is that you don't want to do standard field sobriety test, correct?
The guy's like, no. The guy in blue is mouthing it.
How does it go? It's a test of your eyes, and then you do a walking test, then you do a one-leg stand, and then we have a preliminary breath test, and then we can make a decision on what's going to happen next.
Look, I was just taking this trailer back to my buddy's house.
Okay.
Right, so
do you have your ID on you, sir? Do you have a driver's license?
I do.
Okay. Can I have that, please? And then do you have the vehicle registration and the insurance?
I'm sure you're going to find that.
Okay.
You're going to find it.
Well,
Everybody moves for a better view.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hello, defense attorney, live from the sporting arena. I guess we'll see you later.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna go talk to my wife, all right?
No, sir, you're not free to leave, okay? So I have to ask again, are you willing to participate in standard field sobriety tests?
Yeah.
You are?
The guy in blue,
okay.
He's
all right.
shaking his
Can we
head.
walk out here to the front of my patrol car then, please? All right, sir. Just walk out to the front of my car here. Right here in the front of my patrol car. If you just wait right here for me, I gotta grab something out of my truck, okay?
The guy in blue on the back row is like, this is how they get you. This is how they get you. I can't take my driver's license out of my wallet on a good day.
Yeah, I can call you. I can give you guys a call as soon as I get done here, okay? Okay, I'll give you a call. Is that you? The dispatcher has your number, right? Okay, thank you. All right. So, like I said, we're gonna do an eye test, and then.
Do what you gotta do.
Okay. Yes, sir. So, I'm gonna read it directly to you from my Washington State Patrol field sobriety test card. Okay, so that you have all the information. All right. So I'm gonna check your eyes. Do you wear glasses or do you wear contacts?
Not really.
No? Okay. All right. So if you can put your feet together, just like I am here, and then put your hands down to your sides, just like this.
Hands to my side.
Yes, sir. And then just remain in that position until I tell you otherwise. All right?
Right.
So you're going to keep your head still and follow this stimulus with your eyes and your eyes only. Do not move your head. Do you understand?
Gotcha.
Okay. Can you see that the tip of my pin right here where my finger is? What color is that?
That's blue.
It's blue? Okay. Are you ready? You're going to follow with your eyes and your eyes only.
Okay.
Your eyes and your eyes only. Can you keep your head straight?
All right. I'm trying. All right.
Okay. You refocus on this for me? There you go.
Gotcha.
All right. So can you stay in that position for me? It takes about 14 passes.
I know you guys got a lot of bullshit going on.
Yes, sir.
You know, look, it's fucking ugly. All right.
Yes, sir.
Can we just fucking fast track this?
Okay. Would you like to go to the next test?
Yes.
Okay. So the next test is the walk and turn. All right. So if you stand right here and face that direction for me,
all right.
You're going to imagine a line extending out from your left foot. Okay. So put your left foot on that line, and you're going to put your right foot on the line ahead of your left foot. So no, don't start yet. I have to read you all these instructions first.
Don't start.
It's just the way that they make me do it. Okay. So if you stay right there, you're going to imagine a line out from your left foot. You're going to take your right foot. You're going to put your right foot in front of your left foot with the heel of your right foot touching the toes of your left foot. Okay. Then you're going to put your hands down to your side. This is the start position. You're going to stay just like this while I read you the instructions. Okay. Can you get in this start position, please? Okay.
Can you get in this start position?
Testing 1, 2.
So imagine there's a line, and then there you go, and put your hands down your side like this, please. All right. So you're gonna place your arms to your side and keep this position until I ask you to begin. Do not start to walk until I tell you to do so. Do you understand? All right. When I ask you to, you're going to take 9 heel to toe steps down the line, turn around. You're going to take 9 heel to toe steps back. I'm going to demonstrate with 3 turns. Okay.
3
so
steps.
I'm going to start just like you here. You're going to take 3. I'm going to take 3. You're going to take 9. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and you're going to take a series of small steps, keeping your lead foot planted. You're going to turn to the left, okay? So it's going to be a series of small steps, and you're going to take 9 steps back. I'm going to do 3, you're going to do 9, just like this. 1, 2, 3, okay?
I failed the damn test. So why do I take the test in the first place? The fact of the matter is I'm going to fail the test.
Why do you think you're going to fail the test, sir?
I believe I'm going to fail the test. Let me do one. I mean,
why are you going to fail the test? I don't understand. You're saying,
I don't know, whatever.
Okay. So do you want to do the additional tests or not?
What's the test?
The next one would be the 1 leg stand, or I have the preliminary breath test. The preliminary breath test, it takes a sample of your breath. It takes a sample of your breath. It is not admissible in court. All it does is...
Go ahead and take my sample.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I would fail that that walk and turn. There's too many instructions there for me. They cops rattle it off. They've got it memorized. I'm like, start with which foot? Which is my lead foot? And I turn which direction? How many steps?
Deep breath in. Blow, 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 blow. Stop.
Nailed it. First try. Congratulations. You win.
I'm trying to just be as cooperative.
Yes, sir. It's just a process, and I understand that, and I appreciate you cooperating.
Let's tell dispatch what he won. What was the score?
Radio 1/72. Can you note 0.207 on PBT?
0.207 PBT. Preliminary breath test. That's a lot.
So if you'll go ahead and turn around, face the tailgate of your truck right there. You are under arrest for DUI. Okay.
Sorry. I got a beautiful wife.
All right, sir. Go ahead and face the tailgate of your truck, please. Place your hands behind your back. Place your hands behind your back. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Got a beautiful wife.
No. Right there. Perfect. Thank you. Radio 1/72. Log 1 for DUI.
All the debris I saw and fell is from this.
From this. Okay.
I'll go back. Take photos.
Okay. So, other than your wallet here, do you have anything else on you?
After this hearing, we've got another familiar face.
So, have you ever had a DUI before? Maybe. I'm going to get your criminal history, so I just need to know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe? Okay.
Have you had a DUI before? Maybe.
What's in your front pocket here?
I don't know.
Anything stick me, stab me, poke me?
No.
Okay.
What's in your front pocket? I don't know. The gentleman in the back in white that sort of gives the Willie Nelson vibes is going to be up in a hearing here in a little bit. He just walked out. He'll be back. He's a handful too.
You know, I
That you had with you today?
No, I don't. I have a concealed weapon permit, but I do not carry it with me.
Did you throw a gun out of your window at all?
No. I don't carry it with me.
Okay. All right, sir. Do you want this stuff to come with us, or do you want me to leave it here with your wife?
Leave it with my wife.
Okay. You come back here with me. I'm going to place you in my patrol car. And I have something to read to you. I'm just holding on to you, not because I think you're going to run away. I just don't want you to fall down. I'm responsible for you right now, okay?
I'm good.
All right. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. Step back. Step back. Thank you. Go ahead and have a seat. Just going to have to step up there. I got you. So, oh, watch your head. Watch your head.
You could hear that one.
There you go. All right, I'm buckle you in here. I got something to read to you real quick. Just so you know, you are under arrest for DUI. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right at this time to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you?
Well, I don't know, I guess. Yeah, I do, yes.
Yes, you do. Okay. Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me now?
Look at the guy in blue.
Is my wife going to come pick me up or what?
I can ask her, yes. I just have, are you willing to talk to me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll make sure she knows where we're going, and I can even give you a ride home if you haven't had a prior DUI in the last 10 years. So, yes, sir. So where were you drinking?
I don't this is where I drink between me and my mom's place, okay?
Okay.
The farm.
Yes, sir. And so what were you drinking today? Just while you were working out in the sun?
I guess, yeah.
Was it just drinking beers or?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was out at the farm, and then you said something about a trailer. You were taking a trailer home?
I took I borrowed my buddy's stock trailer. So I could take horses to the sale.
Yes, sir.
And you know, and I took them horses to the sale last week.
Okay.
And I just dropped the trailer off tonight, and that's when I was coming home. So that's the scoop. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I guess
So you hit a power pole. Do you remember that?
No.
No. Okay. Do you know about how many beers you think you had today?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm telling you, if I didn't have any beers, I would have had no problem. All right.
Yes, sir. I understand.
All right.
All right. So you want me to ask your wife if she'll come pick you up when we get done, right?
Please.
Okay. Give me just a second. We'll get underway. Okay.
Okay.
Radio 172. No, Miranda. He waved it. Also.
If I didn't have any beers, there wouldn't be no problems.
Deputy Burton Crow, I just have two more questions for you before I let Mr. Arbenz ask you some questions. In watching that body cam footage right now, in addition to you and the young PD officer, I see a third officer present. Do you know who they are?
That's Deputy Lehman. He showed up, I think you can tell, well into the investigation, almost at the very end. I think right before we administered the DP. He was at the collision scene at the telephone pole and came alongside the entire route because, as I previously stated, there was a report of a firearm being thrown out, and we had a public safety concern at that point. So he did it.
And did he ever interact with Mr. Lasher, say anything to him?
Other than what you saw there, which I think was purely that public safety statement in regards to, did you throw a gun out of the car?
Finally, Deputy, after watching that body cam footage, is there anything that you feel that has otherwise so far gone unsaid that you feel is necessary to add some clarification on or bring up?
I don't know.
Okay. Mr. Arbenz is going to ask you some questions now. Okay. Thank you.
Detective.
Yes.
Good morning. So at the time of this incident, you hadn't been promoted to detective yet, is that right?
Correct, sir.
All right. And so when you had your interactions with my client, you were in the full jumpsuit uniform, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you mentioned that I think it was a Yelm PD officer was already present at my client's house.
He was the vehicle behind mine was the officer.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But he was there first, right?
I don't believe so, based on watching the video that we just watched. His vehicle was behind mine. And he was the officer that you saw. Obviously, I was from the perspective of the body camera. So
Well, let me ask you this.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I'd have to
Okay.
look at go back to the CAD call and see who called out first and some of those things.
Do you have an independent recollection of this incident?
I do.
Okay. Now, having watched the video this morning, would you have had an independent recollection of the incident?
Yes, it's the granular details of who may have sent out at what times or what time things exactly happened. I want to tell you something that's not necessary.
I appreciate that.
Good questions.
So just from the body cam video, it does appear that the Yelm officer is kind of already up towards my client's front door. And so my question is just in terms of the sequence of events, who was there first, if you recall?
I don't. I believe I was there first. I went around the truck, maybe the opposite direction.
This is Washington's version of the DUI guy, I think.
Okay. And do you know if the Yelm officer had any contact with Mr. Lasher before you arrived?
Tell you what, in the interest of time, we're going to skip ahead to the judgment on this one. Is that cool?
Okay. All right. And that Yelm officer also full
because we have to watch,
video, right?
We have to watch the guy in the white shirt.
And so you never actually witnessed my client driving, correct?
White shirt's pro se.
Okay. And that Yelm officer didn't either, as far as you know, correct?
I don't think so, but I would.
And no as far as you know, no.
We're going to skip ahead. There's a lot of discussion and argument back and forth. And then the judge is going to rule here.
Made whether or not Mr. Lasher should have been arrested, while at the same time also equally arguing that
basically the defense is basically trying to get the stop thrown out, saying it was an illegal stop, the body cam thrown out, any admissions thrown out because it was, it wasn't properly notified. They're trying to throw everything out before it goes to court, which is the easiest time to win your case.
I'm just trying to really figure out what's going on.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Yes. Let's see. Wait for the judge's ruling.
Of the officers who had direct evidence of Mr. Lasher driving. However, I do believe that there was enough evidence at this point for there to be a Fourth Amendment seizure supported by reasonable suspicion.
The cops did everything right. Spoiler alert. Okay. Now we're going to get to our next case. I'm sorry, I've got things tonight. We have to watch all this before we finish, so it takes forever. Remember, this is a new judge, and that's important to remember as you're reviewing. We're not going to watch the guy who's in this baseball stadium. I'm not sure what his deal was right here.
Several entries.
First of all, this is not an appropriate background for court.
So it doesn't have to be a particularly long.
It's just not right. But he's going to get up and go. It's pretty cordial. Nothing exciting happens in this one. And then next up, here we go. I haven't fixed the crackle yet.
Morning. Morning. Pleasure to be here.
Whose pleasure?
You filed various motions to dismiss the driving with suspended license third degree against you. I've read all of it. Again, we are getting kind of late in the morning here. Is there anything you'd like to say that is different from or that you'd like to highlight from the motions that you filed?
Well, first, may I ask the court to identify yourself and the prosecutor?
Certainly. I'm Court Commissioner Jacob Stillwell.
Jacob Stillwell, there's his name.
Prosecutor today is Ford Libby, Rule 9, supervised by Rosemary Fitzgerald.
Who's leaving?
Yes. When the officer stopped me, he asked me for paperwork and simply accused me of a paperwork violation. He asked for three things: license, proof of insurance, and registration. Anyone who's engaged in a potentially hazardous activity like operating a motor vehicle has to have his paperwork in order, especially insurance, because he can cause damage with his car. Excuse me. Same thing is true with yourself, because being a judge is a potentially hazardous occupation because it involves violence. No one can be put in a jail cell without unwanted touching. And a lot of damage can come to people if a judge does something wrong. And as a person who has been through a family court and witnessed how unprofessional and out of control the judiciary is here in Washington.
Mm-hmm. Good start.
And I think you know that the reputation of the legal system in Washington is very bad. I mean, even at one point, the federal government had to come in and supervise and babysit the police because they weren't being controlled.
So I'm going to just try to frame what I'm looking for. Because again, I did read what you briefed, and so maybe it would be helpful if I outlined my thinking here. I'll give you a chance to respond. I'll give the chance for the city of Tumwater as well to weigh in here. But let me just kind of start where I'm at. That sounds good.
The judge's mic is off.
All right, because I know a lot of your arguments are sort of based on sort of overall authority to enforce these laws against you. So I'll sort of start there. The Revised Code of Washington, which is the state legal code that is applicable here to criminal offenses related to driver's license. It provides at RCW 4620-342 that it's unlawful for anyone to drive a motor vehicle in the state while the person has a suspended or revoked driver's license. The allegations against you is that you were driving a motor vehicle on a public road with a suspended driver's license. Now, those are still allegations against you. That hasn't been proven. But the city of Tumwater is within its authority to pursue that prosecution because you were allegedly driving a car with a suspended license. And so I know you've raised a number of concerns around that. One of them being, right to travel. You have the right to travel. You don't have a right in any particular mode of travel. So driving a car does trigger certain legal requirements.
Excuse me. I've been in this court already, I think this is the 5th time, and each time I've heard the judge make the arguments that the prosecutor is supposed to make. In other words, the judge has been prosecuting. May I get back on track, because I was making a point. I was heading toward a point when you asked to interject.
Sure.
Okay, so we need to take care of some preliminary matters first. Just as I had to produce paperwork when officer saw me, what he believed to be engaged in privileged activity, you need your paperwork in order too. And I just need to verify that your paperwork is in order. I am eager to argue my motions, and I'm eager to hear the prosecutor's response. But first, we need to know if you have your license to operate, which is your oath of office. That's analogous to a driver's license. It's because nobody has a right to be a judge. It's a privilege. And also your bond, your official bond through a surety company is analogous to an insurance for a driver. Because if I'm injured in the course of these proceedings, I need to know that I can be compensated. So
you are welcome to file a public records request asking for any documentation around my authority as the court commissioner or anyone else in the.
Right, and I couldn't do that because I didn't know who would appear today as a judge. I mean, I asked before and I couldn't get a clear answer. Also, your bond is supposed to be filed with the county clerk. And with your permission, I mean, I want to make it easy for you. Don't want to make you produce it for me. I could go around the corner to the same building here and verify that your bond is filed with sufficient sureties.
So we're not going to do that today for relevancy purposes here, because what's relevant here is not anything related to me. It's related to allegations against you driving.
It absolutely is relevant to you, because it's all about whether you have jurisdiction, and you don't have jurisdiction without your oath of office timely filed and a bond with sufficient sureties. And I have a pocket brief here that I'll give you the court and a copy to the prosecutor to show you.
I'm going to stop you again, and I don't mean to interrupt here, but you have the opportunity to look at those documents. If you're able to find documents in any way, indicating that we don't have the proper authority or to operate as a court in this case, you're welcome to get those documents and present them. But we're not, during the course of the prosecution, going to chase down every indication without any supported evidence that something's amiss here. So if you have something through a public records request, you're able to bring it, but we're not going to chase down all of those arguments as they pop up. We're not going to play whack-a-mole.
They gave this guy to the new judge
made, without evidence.
So if I've told the officer who stopped me that I have a driver's license, I have insurance, trust me, it's your job to go look for it, not mine to produce it. What do you think he would have done?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Well, we all know what he would have done. He would have said, that don't cut it.
So these are all comments that you made in your briefing. So I'm going to, again, remind you, I've read those arguments that you made.
I'm going to give a copy of my pocket brief showing that the judge and prosecutor both require bonding and insurance. And with your permission.
And if you have evidence that there hasn't been proper bonding, you can certainly bring it.
Well, that's my evidence, my testimony here.
Right. Well, you're not alleging it hasn't happened.
I am alleging it hasn't happened.
Whatever.
I am alleging that.
Whatever.
With your permission, I'll give the court a copy of the pocket brief I just gave to the prosecutor.
Sure. But then I'm going to turn it over to the prosecutor to have an opportunity to respond.
Sure.
Isn't it my turn to present my motions?
Yes, and you have.
No, I have not.
You have. You provided written motions. You've been given some time to sort of summarize what your arguments are here. So we also want to hear from both sides.
I need to make a statement for the record so the appellate court can understand.
Well, it's 11:33. You got till 11:40. And I'm going to turn it over to the city attorney.
Well, if the prosecutor wants you to take 3 months out of my life, you have to give me enough time because the taxpayers are going to pay for this. You see, when the officer first stopped me, it was mistakenly thought that I would pay the $66 fine or however how much it is. And what's going to happen is the opposite. The plaintiff is going to house me, clothe me, feed me, take care of all my needs, medical needs and everything. And I'll get to watch television. I love to watch television. And I love to kick back and relax. And that's what's ultimately going to happen. But we're going to go through due process first. I won't be denied due process. So every district judge, this is RCW 3.34.080. Every district judge pro tempore, and district court commissioner shall, before entering upon the duties of office, take an oath to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Washington. And as far as bonds, every judge of a municipal court, before entering upon the duties of office, shall take and subscribe the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Washington. The judge shall also give such bonds to the state and city for the faithful performance of the judge's duties as may be by law, ordinance, or directed. The prosecutor's bond, every county official, before he or enters upon the duties of his or her office, shall furnish a bond condition that he will faithfully perform the duties of his or her office. Prosecuting attorney shall file it in the amount of $5,000 with sureties to be approved by the proper county legislative authority. Tumwater police officers also have to have a bond, and that's RCW 35A.12.080. As far as, so it's very, very important. It's not just a joke or something that's not important. It's very important that you have an oath of office on file, because from what I've observed in this court and many, many courts throughout the last 40 years living in this state, that judges hate to follow the Constitution. They despise it. So I need to ascertain that you have a timely filed oath of office. Now, I did make a public disclosure request for all the judges that might be operating in this court, and I have them here. I want to make sure your name is on it.
We're going to do a check right in front of everybody.
I have an oath of office for a John Tunheim. It's not you, right?
Remind you to, you've got till 11:40.
Time is almost up.
What if it takes longer?
Because sir, I'm telling you again, I've read what you've written, and you're frankly not making arguments that are relevant to your prosecution. So you're allowed to speak, but unless if you have evidence and if you have evidence there that you wanted to present to the court, you should look at it beforehand and then make an allegation.
I did.
Well, you're reading through the response to your Public Records Act.
You said I should make a public disclosure request for your oath of office and bond, and that's what I've done. And here I'm going through it.
Right, and you should go through it before the hearing.
Well, I didn't know who you were until I just sat down here.
Well,
I didn't know who the prosecutor was.
Your Honor, I don't want to belabor the point, but just to make sure that we're being as effective as possible here, this just falls outside the scope of today's hearing.
I know.
No, it does not, because my brief addresses the importance of obeying the Constitution of the United States and the state of Washington.
And I can tell you, I have my oath of office. I took it a couple of weeks ago. Granted, I'm newer here, but I took it in this very room.
Well, I could not find it unless it's here, because I was given all the oaths of every judge that could possibly be working here. That's what I requested. I also have an oath of office for, it's John Tunham again. He gave me a few. As far as bonds,
just so you know.
As far as bonds, Joel L. Lapierre is supposed to have a bond. That's not you, though, right?
This is so backwards.
What is your bonding number?
I don't know. Off of my head.
Okay, so before we can proceed, we have to take care of this preliminary matter.
That's not true.
Well,
You are welcome to bring evidence that I'm not a correct judicial officer for this, but again, we're not going to play a mole.
Well, you're supposed to prove it to me, just like I was supposed to prove it to the officer that stopped me, that my paperwork was in order before engaging in a privileged activity.
I certainly believe that, but that's not the law.
You don't, can you cite the law then?
No, you're asking me to cite a law that doesn't exist. A judicial officer does not need to present their bonding number to every defendant.
But you need to have a bonding number, and we've determined that you don't. I requested the bonding information and the oaths of office of every judicial officer that could be working in this court, and they gave it to me all here, but your name doesn't appear to be on it.
Well,
That's prima facie evidence that you don't have an oath of office or bond.
Okay, well, then you can file a motion on that specific question if you'd like, but you've got 2 more minutes for this morning.
Okay, I'd like to file that motion right now.
You don't have it. You got to go file a motion.
I can make a verbal motion. I can make it orally. Do you want me to find the RCW, the statute that allows me to make it orally?
Sure, and then you can go and you'd have to, well, I can't give you legal advice, but.
You gave me a lot of legal advice today.
Explaining what the law is.
The prosecutor said nary a word.
This guy's going to quit his first week.
Giving you a chance to speak, and you've got 1 more minute.
Well, I have to determine whether we have jurisdiction here.
No, that's not up to you.
Well, it's up to you, but you're not making a decision on it.
Because we do have jurisdiction. I'm telling you, I have an oath of office.
But that's not enough. Me telling the police officer I have a driver's license is not enough.
The allegations that you did not have a valid license.
Yeah, a surgeon telling his licensing authority, I have a license, without proving it is not enough. We have prima facie evidence here that you don't have an oath of office or bonding. And the Constitution, you say you have an oath of office? Well, that means you swore to uphold the Constitution. And the Constitution requires you to have an oath of office timely filed. And RCW Title 42 says if you don't have it timely filed, you're not lawfully in office. That means that you can't preside over this hearing.
And to the extent you want an answer right now, I'm denying that motion. If you want to file something in writing that goes into that in more detail and provides some kind of evidence that I don't have authority, you're able to do that. I don't know when you made your public records request. It might have been before I took my oath of office, but we're out of time for your arguments.
How do you spell your name?
S-T-I.
S-T-I.
L-L.
L-L.
W-E.
W-E.
L-L.
L-L.
First name Jacob with a C.
Okay. I'm going to not participate in an unlawful hearing. So I'm going to go over to the clerk's office and try to get your oath of office and bond. And if they have it, I'll be back here and let's proceed. I'm actually eager to do so.
Well, we're going to have to file a motion. We're not going to probably be here anymore. We close up at noon.
You don't operate after lunchtime at all?
No, the calendar is going to end at noon. So if you find something, you can file a motion, but we're not going to stay open just so you can go do your public records.
Okay, well, I came here at 9 o'clock because I thought things would start then, and I had to endure watching all this.
So we're out of time at this point.
So that's what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to participate in an unfair hearing where there's no jurisdiction. I will file another motion.
Final comments here, because we got to move on.
The prosecutor hasn't got a shot yet. He hasn't said a thing.
My final comments are this. We're going to assume that you don't have an oath of office timely filed or bonding, so you can't proceed over this hearing.
If you can
It's
go get
simple.
evidence of that, you can come back, but until then, we're going to, unless the prosecutor has anything to say.
Okay, so then since I object.
Sir, I'm moving it over to the prosecutor.
So since I'm wait, I have a right to make my motions. I have a right to argue my motions. I brought this hearing,
I understand.
not the
we're going to
prosecutor.
move on.
I brought this hearing, not the prosecutor.
We're going to move on.
So I'm going to ask you to recuse yourself since you're not well.
All right, well, if there's been a request for recusal, perhaps I won't be here at the next hearing, but that's going to be it for today, okay? Free to go.
Prosecutor never got a chance to say a word.
Well, sir, we're also here set for trial confirmation. You have a jury trial set.
I haven't even asked for a plea yet.
Well, you don't have to. I mean, the state is moving forward. Probable cause has been found. You've elected to represent yourself against.
I am myself. I don't represent myself. I am myself.
Well, are you ready to proceed to trial on November 17th?
First, I have to be advised of the nature and cause of action and enter a plea. And I have to verify that the judge which keeps rotating, is lawfully in office. I mean, I'm not trying to throw monkey wrenches in this or anything or give you a hard time. I'm just trying to require due process.
You were arraigned on June 26th, 2023. Determination of probable cause was found.
Your Honor, just to.
Oh, you said I'm free to leave, and you're not lawfully in office, so I'm going to leave.
Well, Your Honor, if the defendant's going to walk out, I would request a bench warrant be issued if he's just going to walk out of his own trial proclamation.
So how was your...
here with him? Is that the two of you speaking?
Hard to hear.
I was asking if the two of you were here together.
I can't hear.
Were you here with Mr. Blatt?
I don't have a case here.
Okay, were you here with Mr. Blatt, who was just up here?
I can't really hear you. I'm getting a hearing.
Why are you here?
But I haven't had all the tests yet.
Okay. Why are you here in court today?
Oh, I'm just here to observe.
With Mr. Blatt?
Very interesting.
Okay.
I watched the body language.
Okay.
I watched the behavior panel on YouTube, and I'm watching this video to watch the body language.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Behavior panel
Yes.
gets a shout out. I watched the behavior panel on
Your
YouTube.
request is a bench warrant for, I don't know if I can issue a bench warrant for failure to appear. If he doesn't show up for the jury trial,
Okay.
I think at that point, there might be grounds, but.
Well, then I guess the state would just ask to keep the trial dates and proceed from there. And Your Honor, I believe you were clear, but just for the record, I know there's been a lot of talks about public records today. If we could just have a ruling on the defendant's motion today.
Yes, to the extent I wasn't clear, I'm denying the defendant's motions to dismiss all of that have been filed. And trial appears to have been confirmed. There's no unequivocal suggestion to the contrary. So we'll keep the jury trial dates as currently set.
There you go. I watched the behavior panel on YouTube. Somebody needs to tell them that they're getting a shout out up here in Thurston, Washington. I'm not sure if they'll appreciate that particular.
Your Honor, the state would request that the court still order the panel at that. We would ask to go forward with the trial date at that time. If the defendant is not present for the trial date, the state would likely renew its motion for a warrant.
Right, that makes sense.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Mark the calendars.
All right, let's see. Next was Mr. Lasher, who we addressed originally.
This is like his second week in office. he's still wet behind the ears.
McKee, I believe that's you, Attorney Nagel.
Yeah, we're gonna jump from that one. I cannot believe they assigned Mr. Blatt to the new guy. I thought, maybe Wall or somebody would take it, but no, I'm guessing that Frog got moved over to him as well, which is just hilarious. It's like jumping into the deep end. The guy's gonna out-talk you with his wrongness. Baptism by fire, right? All the other judges are watching the live stream, just dying laughing. They're like, "Oh yeah, he pulled the jurisdiction thing." It's hilarious. How do you find this channel? This channel, the channel we were just watching, this is Thurston County Courts, and Thurston is an amazing. First of all, we love Thurston. We give them a lot of flack now and then, but they have entertained us and educated us for many a year. Thurston County Courts run YouTube channels where they live stream most of their proceedings, and they have four or five courts that are happening. The way they operate is a little different. They have commissioners like this Mr. Stillison, I think his name is. That was just there is a commissioner. Mr. Wall is a commissioner, and they're given authority to operate as a judge, and it expedites things so they can, not need to have all that many judges. They're great. They're really good. It's a smaller courtroom. I think they think they're flying under the radar. There's not a lot of interest in that, but on the YouTubes, we love them. We love them. We've seen Mr. Frog up there, which was just amazing. We've seen some really good trials. We see some baby lawyers, people straight out of law school, thrown in on the deep end with, on a very easy speeding ticket case or something like that, and they take it to court, when the defendant wants to take it to court with a jury and everything, and watch the lawyers lose. and the defendant win. We've seen just some great stuff from up there. So Thurston County, Washington, I'll show you actually. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, let me show you what it looks like. If you go to Thurston County, Washington, all their thumbnails look like this. So you can go. This is Court 1, and Court 2, 3, and 4. They all have various live streams. This guy's great as well.
Morning, Thurston County District Court, City of Lacey calendar for Monday morning, 10.
Yeah, just great stuff. So these 4 courts are what you want to watch, and because they're on the West Coast. Excuse me. Oh, thank you. Because they're on the West Coast, they don't get started until late. But that's the way it is. Okay, I realize it's only 3:45. It's 3:45, and I apologize for this. I've got to get a lot of equipment ready for the city live stream tonight. The town of Ayden we're live streaming their committee meeting. I forget what they call it even. It's a monthly town meeting. Sometimes these go off the rails, and sometimes they're incredibly boring, and I can't predict which one it is. But changes are coming right now. Like, we just had elections this last week, and some people got voted out. And I can't portal you because it's to Facebook. It's going to be on Facebook. And I'm the way that gets to Facebook. So, yeah, you can watch. It's public. But if you watch the town of Ayden, I think it starts at 6:30, and they get mad at me when I go live early because they by they meaning I'm talking to the elected officials, they show up early and they talk, and we're all in this open room, and I can hear them, and I have mics, and I go live, and they're talking about things they don't want people to know about, and so they don't let me go live until like the moment of. So there's that. Facebook page, Town of Ayden. Yes, that's it. There's only one Ayden in the whole United States, Ayden. There's only one. Every other town, it's like every state has one, but there's only one Ayden. So if I screw up tonight, go ahead and call me out. So I don't know. Do you think a 2-camera shoot? I think we'll run 2 cameras. There'll be a slight delay on the podium mic, but we'll run 2 cameras. And I think we're just going to stick a magnet. I'm going to stick a wireless mic on the.
I don't like podiums, Your Honor.
On the speaker right next to me instead of putting mics all up there, and that way they don't think they're on mic, and I'll just hear everything. So, all right. I think that's all. Anything else? 2 cameras would be great. I'll stick a wireless mic. Oh, I've got to bring all my big mics. I might bring all the gear. I've got time, so I can do it. I don't have a link, unfortunately, over to Facebook. But what are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow is Veterans Day, and officially there's going to be very few courts operating. A couple will, but very few. So we'll probably do morning, maybe a little bit of court hopping if there's some arraignments and things going on. But it's probably going to be mostly a holiday, as many people, many courts celebrate that holiday.
You don't put a diplomatic plate on
Ayden, the town of Ayden. The town of Ayden, not the county. The county is Pitt, P-I-T-T, home of Mr. Beast. Let's see. Anything else? Sentencing for Paul's tomorrow. That will be happening. Is that in? I forget where. Yeah, we might go there.
Hello.
Hello. It is outside Greenville. Page grows by 500. The town only has 5,000 people in it, which is funny because on a different town page, I posted my trick-or-treat thief video, and it's got like 8,000 views, which is more people than we have in the town. So it's fun. I do love living here in North Carolina. It's a beautiful area. The people are amazing, by and large.
I don't like podiums, Your Honor.
See, anything else? I think that's all. I think I'm just stalling. So, The idea is Wednesday we're going to start a new trial. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm wearing my Free Care and Read shirt to the Ayden meeting. Nice. What's the Facebook again? Town of Ayden. That's it. Oh man, Hatteras is beautiful. Kim, thank you very much for the kind words. Everybody, welcome. Everybody, thank you. Welcome. Now leave. No, just kidding. This is going to wrap it up for the day, as I've got a lot of work to do, and my back's already sore. Like I did a workout. I'm telling you, I'm doing like the boxing, the combat workouts, and so I thought, I've been doing beginner, and I've done a couple intermediates, and that kicked my butt. I just want to know what expert looks like. And I lasted for about a minute and a half, and now I can barely move my back. I'm sore. So I'm not an expert yet, but I'll get there. One day I'll get there. So, Stringer Bell, good luck tonight. Thank you very much, Stringer. I appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful night. Tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better. And please stay safe till we go live again tomorrow morning. Birthdays first. Maybe a little bit of court watching. Maybe a sentencing. And maybe I have to drive out to Moorhead, yes, that's the name of the town, or the city, to take my door out there to get it replaced. So, but it's cheaper for me to take my door off my house, drive it an hour and 40 minutes to the ocean, drop it off, get it fixed, and bring it back than it is for me to just buy the glass and fix it myself. So, anyway, you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow, maybe tonight. Bye-bye.
Because he's the guy.
Okay, so maybe it's not the weekend. Okay, maybe it's not the weekend.
Someone with more experience.
My bad.